We are now getting back into game. Moments away. There it is. Time to get excited. It's G2. It's Rogue going toe-to-toe. And time to see who comes out on top. And immediately, folks, immediately, the thing that I want to talk about, the thing that has got me going about this matchup is Jankos versus Inspired. Why? Battle of the Polish junglers. Let's do it. Who will come out on top? Inspired, Annalise, stronger in the early game, notorious diver of towers. Jankos
on the pig.
And probably best jungler in our league. Huge challenge for Inspired. There's a lot of clout on the line, folks. This is not the game where you want to run it down.
But we did say that we wanted Inspired on something that could kind of give him the same fight, dueling power, ganking presence as the Olaf. I feel like the Elise fits in that wheelhouse. Maybe he takes a page out of, it seems like every Polish jungler can play Olaf really well, and hopefully Inspired can play at least just as well as Jankos can.
And as excited as we are about the jungle's going to be important, but bot lane also an interesting point. Vander and Wolite, obviously with the Pyke, the early hook is going to force the flash out from Perk, so a bit of a disadvantaged state there for the G2 bot lane. We will, of course, continue to check in on the junglers, especially as level 3s start to come through, see where Inspired wants to spend his time. But G2 starting at a disadvantage on the bottom side, not something that we always see.
I mean, it's still helpful that he is laning with the likes of the Tahm Kench, so it's never going to be great for Perks, and it means that if they do want to try to push up and be forward on this lane, that it does expose them. But because it's Tahm Kench, it's going to mean slightly less than if it was a different support not having access to that flash. And meanwhile, they go ahead and leash anyway. They're like, that's fine, push the wave into us. It'll eat up cooldown time on this flash.
And you can see Larson looks like he has to start with the stun. Just a quick, once again, proc of V-press the attack, even unempowered auto, reset the auto. With the stun there, is quite strong. Jankos hovering around the mid lane, will not opt to go for the level 3 clear. Instead, turning his attention towards the top side as Wonder will start to press in onto Finn. Finn opting for the abscond abduct. We'll get double stacks, try to match some of the wave clear, but Wonder just stepping forward, making sure that Finn cannot farm comfortably.
I think he's going to go red, excuse me, Jankos will go red, Raptors, Wolves, and then that should give him close to level 3, and it'll allow him to actually walk out and contest this scuttle and secure the safety net for Akali.
You gotta love you guys. That's exactly the thing that I love to see. Not only has he revealed the draft strats, which did come to fruition.
Please don't build Proto Belt.
Why not? AP Sejuani was a thing.
I will say this, okay. Proto Belt's cool on Sejuani because you can Proto Belt forward and then you have such a long range ultimate that you get it that much farther. So it's like the Flash Proto Belt Sejuani ultimate. You can hit someone from like 4 screens away.
But for now, he won't have the money, and Inspired will can make that money as he sets his sights on the bottom side of the map, but won't find the opportunity to dive. Now, Frost, jungle's super hype, don't get me wrong.
Wait, hold on. I thought that Jankos would actually go for the scuttle after doing the blue. This is what I was talking about, to give a safety net to Wonder, but Jankos actually immediately reset himself, and it's running towards Krugs. Meanwhile, Inspired is underneath this tower.
Be bad news, Caps dashes out. Ooh, dodging right through the other side of that.
I was excited.
Might have been it, the classic Elise Renekton tower dive, now in the mid lane. But good escape from Caps. And the thing I want to talk about on bot lane is that, like, conventionally, Tahm Kench not considered great into Pyke. Very easy to hook back, no matter who he's got in his belly. And on top of that, obviously, the thick skin will not save him from the Pyke ult. But there you see an embarrassing moment. Lag is what we call that one.
Larson should know that Jankos is here. They hit the Squire's Bloom. In fact, you can see the missing ping there from red side.
But now that stacks are starting to come through, the Caps now continue to engage. Larson flashing out to safety. The flash to continue to stay. They're going to be able to land a stun on the Larson. This is bad news. He can try to heal up with the Cold and Meek, buys a bit more time, but Wonder's here as well. That's it. First blood donated to the Akali on the top side.
Okay, so Larson just not on the same page as his team. Now the thing is that Jankos was pathing towards the Krug camp, so Larson could have assumed, hey, he's probably bot side on Krugs. I have enough time. I can be at this place in the lane. But Jankos hit the Squire's Bloom. You saw the missing ping actually hit his position and just dies to the gank.
Interesting, and now Wonder feeling pretty good as he goes back and is able to grab that entire revolver. Also opted to start Doran's.
Okay, so the Doran's thing is that the changes allow you to... oh, hold on.
Take a look back at this. This is Caps' pro view of obviously the slow demise of Larson in the mid lane. And as you see, stun connects. Renekton heals up. Great. Might have even been able to survive, but of course a call on the top side. But, ooh, backs off. And Doran's, of course, something we often see on the Soraka, but you can check out what Cap sees. But back to the game at hand.
Hold on, there's a lot happening for Rogue here, invading and trying to really muscle G2 out of this jungle.
That's fine. Continue to step in, but only level 3. Now, losing out in experience overall. Definitely not where he wanted to be. Was hoping to find some early advantages, but now that his laners have been put behind, it's really a desperate stand. Feels very similar to some situations where we've seen Brox in when he tries too hard to force for his lanes.
So I was curious what was going to happen in the jungle now that that's all settled. Back to the Doran's ring. Yes, Akali doesn't have mana, but Doran's passive actually just gives you the basic attacks that deal 5 more additional damage to minion hits. So you'll actually see people take it, not for the mana regen, but for the extra damage on the CSing of the minion. So you see Wonder on the Akali, has the Doran's ring. Not that odd, even though she's not getting any mana regen there as an energy champion.
And while the Doran shield often is the case, this is not a ranged opponent on the top side. Would rather have that AP just deal a little bit more to the wave, as the short trades not necessarily something we see very consistently between the Sylases and Akali, especially when neither one has opted for Conqueror in the top lane. Caps, though, now hitting level 6, a bit ahead of Larson. Will be good to have that all-supreme display of talent to get things started, and Wonder ahead on top side as well.
And this is where I think actually things get really devastating for this G2 kind of mid-jungle duo of Sejuani and Caps, or Sejuani and Qiyana. Sorry, not the same thing. Qiyana and Sejuani have really great control over river just because of how well they can skirmish in the river. We always talk about how Qiyana moves really fast when she has the element, so if she grabs water, her ability to zip kind of down or to either side lane by moving through river, but also just the amount of CC that she brings on top of the amount of CC that Sejuani brings is absolutely disgusting. So as soon as Jankos resets himself, gets back onto this map, all eyes are going to be on how Caps and Jankos start taking over this mid lane into one of their side lanes, either side of the river, top or bot.
Jankos has now opted to reset. We'll go for boots early on, so a bit more mobility as well as double control wards, so can lay down that vision, can look for some of those setups. Caps just staying back, knowing his jungler's not on the map, does not look to push forward for anything else.
Good ward from Inspire to now catch Jankos as he approaches his red, so they know that it is a 2v1 scenario here, but Caps also, like you said, knows his jungler's not with him. They're rotating their mid priority to contest Jankos here.
I guess I have to be careful. Inspire now stepping in.
His bot lane shoved in, so this is why you see Rogue being so confident here, because Vander and Woolite would be able to move first, but you can see Mickey taking the long way around.
Meanwhile, on the top side, try to cool down so low, but Finn does manage to make it out. The stolen Akali will ferry him to safety. The contest continues. Inspire trying to stop this red buff from going down. Qiyana manages to find the multi-man stun, but Inspire will make it out. The blast cone ferrying him away, and Vander walking away as well. But Jankos will be able to secure this red buff in the end. TP now coming back.
Rogue really playing with fire here, trying to muscle G2 out of their own jungle. The fadeaway cocoon just for good measure. He needs to be careful.
But Jankos, of course, getting closer and closer to level 6. Now runs into Inspired. A lot of tanky stats there. Goes up, comes down, but will reset the stacks. No, the stun now comes in. Inspired. Battle of the Polish junglers is over. It's Jankos. He won. Coming out on top of Larson, may be able to get something back, redeem his teammate, but now pushing in for a bit more. Vander not able to find the reset. No level 6 for the Pike, the smite. Walking away, the double kill. He'll let the Raptors finish the job. Caps taking another one.
And Inspired really pushes his luck right there. He overstays. Jankos suddenly has level 6 to level 5, and Jankos just turns around and is like, what are you doing? And slaps him. Dominance asserted.
Yeah, yikes. Difficult. At this stage, G2, of course, already 2K gold in the lead. The ulti is going to connect. Woolite now going to be in trouble, has been caught out. We're going to go into a replay. Because
he survived. No, he
did not survive, folks. Update picture-in-picture. They walked him down. They found the kill. And Jankos, as you said, hits level 6, goes in on the spider. There's no way out. Larson tries to save the day, but can't make it there in time.
And you could see kind of what Inspired was thinking of. It is Vander that gets to the play first, so maybe he's thinking, I got, the ability to roam here from my Pike. I'm safe to do this. Did not count for Jankos to get that level 6 right there. As now we take a look at Woolite. I thought for a second he'd make it out, but it is the fadeaway arrow that kills him.
Here we go.
Yeah, good night.
I like that. Auto quick Q. Does not waste any time charging it. Just instantly fires it out. And now, of course, the Qiyana has both the Moby boots as well as a serrated Dirk. So while the 1v1 matchup versus Larson might still be difficult, although an XP advantage is definitely going to make things easier, can immediately start to roam through. You talked about the extra movement speed when he has the river element equipped, and he can run through the river to the respective lanes, but going to be even faster now with these Mobies.
I think it's always going to be tough when that Ignite is up and available. Caps doesn't have it right there, but competing with TP versus a combat summoner like the Ignite, Caps, I think, once that's up, will actually feel pretty comfortable looking for some short burst trades using the Electrocute and then possibly for an all-in. Still have to be careful that you're playing around Renekton's ultimate, or could, like you're saying, just choose to play the river. And this is what I expected from Qiyana and Sejuani, that at this point of the game, with the Moby boots, with Sej and Qiyana, they have so much control over river, so anytime these guys team up, it's really devastating for Rogue. They have to be very careful not to walk into them.
Indeed. And opportunities to find skirmishes are getting harder and harder. Vander will come into the mid lane here.
They've got company too.
Down on the bottom side. Larson trying to get a little bit aggressive here where the hook is going to land on the Caps. The sprint wedge down. Comes back. Caps is now in trouble trying to dash into safety. Larson not going to be able to grab Caps running for his life, but they'll find the kill. Vander gets the execute. Jankos now has to leave. But a 1-for-1 overall.
And it was the man difference that made it there for Rogue. Yeah, a 1-for-1 trade. So again, you can still see how devastating Sejuani and Qiyana are, especially when they get to layer all of that CC there. But heads up play from Woolite and Vander. Right place, right time. As now Inspired looking top. Nope, he's looking mid. They're being chased by Tahm Kench.
Oh, Jankos is here too. The chunky boy is trying to finish this one off, but it's not looking great. Vander gonna lock him down. Mickey gonna go with the instant cleanse, the Captain Jack impression. And Jankos buys a bit more time, but maybe not the best choice coming in from the G2 lineup.
Does mean that they'll get access to the Mountain Drake just because Mickey is low health. Oh, G2 might try to force this. Jankos doesn't have any mana.
First though, a little bit of lane priority.
I think he needs to give it up. They're trying to stall.
The Caps, alive and well. Ignite is up. Inspired a very squishy spider.
So G2 are wrestling for priority over the bot lane, and Caps is going to see if he can catch anyone walking back down. Are they going to scare Rogue off this dragon?
Caps goes in. He's just going to one-shot Woolite. Caps does get pulled back. Maybe they get something to change. CC is there. Caps, is he going to be able to grab it? But Perks is on the opposite side of the wall. The flash forward. Woolite now in trouble, but no, it's not quite enough. Wonder's going to have to come in and finish it off. Won't be able to make it out to safety, but G2 playing with a lot of confidence there.
And G2 immediately going back to their lanes, pushing them forward, and then just causing this indecision, this scaredness from Rogue. The fact that Jankos didn't have any mana, he was kind of half health, but he's able to kind of farm his jungle, get his resources back up, and then kind of walks over as the last form of last line of defense there to push Rogue off of the Mountain Drake.
Have to be careful though, Perks. No summoners, has the TP, but that's not going to save him. Can't buy a bit more time. Mickey with an optimally time, but no, just pulls it back to them. Perks trying to make it out safety. Jankos trying to buy a bit more time. Finn coming in, but that's going to be one execute. They might look for Jankos to Rogue. Set up on the bottom side of the map, doing what they can to bring it back into this game.
And really it was the use of the teleport to make sure that they got control of the bot lane. They picked up the kill. They now get access to these plates as well as the Mountain Drake, and you can see that Inspired has pulled it.
Rogue doing very fantastic to match in plays. Yes, maybe too much hesitation around the dragon, but otherwise keeping up in G2 in a lot of areas.
And this is usually something that we don't criticize G2, and they're a team that actually really like their uptime on the map. The thing that G2 prioritize over anything else is their back timers. They are constantly backing, buying gold, and then moving towards objectives and kind of making sure that their wallets are always empty so they're always strong. The fact that Jankos was on the map for so long and just didn't have the resources, either items, health, or mana to contest there, that's not a situation that you see G2 fall into normally.
Yeah, very good, of course. Makes sense for a team that likes to maximize their skirmishes, likes to maximize their combat potential, not the team that will ping, hey, I'm sitting on 3 gold, and else it's on the back of an incredibly bloody fight. But for Woolite, that's not for you! Oh! And you got to feel for him, he's like, the map is reset, we're going forward, but then just steps right into the wrong bush. Not something that he was prepared for.
And it's G2 now running it back and taking a lot of plates simultaneously, both top and bot lane, getting extra gold, while Jankos has full control of the river and has started the Herald. You see the assist ping goes down for Rogue. They want to make sure that he can't just take this. Yeah, walk away.
Say that. We'll see what Vander and Inspired can do. And this is the thing about playing against G2 for us, Garners. You talked about like the back timings, how they always have so much combat strength because they're so diligent about spending their money. But right now, this is the kind of explosion of gold that I'm used to seeing from G2, where it looks even, Rogue are maybe 1k behind, and then suddenly G2 are almost 3k ahead.
An easy way to think about it is we're very used to seeing League of Legends where you have a big team fight, and then a team from the team fight victory walks into an objective, either a tower or a dragon.
They don't know. That's Wonder's Bush. You can't go into Wonder's Bush. He shoots intruders on sight.
The fact that Wonder's been sitting in that bush the entire time, he actually walked past the tower and he's just been sitting there waiting for someone. Anyway, back to G2. Most teams, it's kind of how it goes. Most teams will like win a fight and then do an objective, and in the reset time, they lose a lot of speed on the map, and the enemy team is able to get to another play, and then they're playing behind it. G2 will do that occasionally, but what they'll usually do is win a fight, back, spend the gold, then do the objective. So that way there's never an instance where the enemy team is on the map and G2 aren't also on the map matching them.
And I think it's an interesting way to watch as they play the game. Keep an eye on those back timers as we step forward. But for G2 as a whole, I mean, look, we know they're the best team right now, currently. We'll see how they fare in best of fives. Many fans may want to see them fall.
I've seen how they fare in best of fives. They 3-0 them.
It's a good look. But as we see G2 kind of continue to extend this goal lead, I think it's important to look at what kind of separates them, how they approach the game, how it's different. We're going to break yet another tower. Wonder, though, goes in for the quick play. Larson going to try to find this one out. Wonder giving him a lot of respect and backing off. And ult is going to go wide here. Rest of the road ready to collapse. Where's the hook going to go? Vander fishing. What can he grab? Is going to pull the Tomcat right back under the tower. That's going to be huge. Mickey now in trouble. Locked down. Buys a bit more time. Vander waiting, though. Sees it. Perfectly played around the stopwatch. Means he will walk away with the execute and a bit more money in his pocket.
That's still a lot of damage done from G2, however. They will have to lick their wounds and disengage from Rogue, so credit to Vander, especially to clean up on that kill. Now 3-0-2 on this Pike. Again, we talked about how the recent Pike changes mean there's just more gold. There's more bounties and cuts to go around, so it means a lot more when these champions get snowballed.
Definitely does. And of course, for Pike, still donates the cuts over the allies, but also just gets more cut for himself. So we're going to see a very strong Pike stepping in as we move later into the game. And of course, something you always have to respect. Scales well with lethality, pretty much entirely built around the itemization we see coming in now. So going to be a very frustrating Pike to deal with. And Mickey's life is only going to get harder because that's a level 7 Tahm Kench. This man has been ignoring experience, giving everything to Perkz. Yes, Perkz is now level 10, and that's great, but Mickey is a very vulnerable catfish.
Yeah, but Perkz is also a very strong Varus.
True.
Pick potential between the Varus ultimate and the Sejuani ultimate is very strong, and all Mickey needs to do is just gobble him up and be used as like a minivan. He's just there to like transport people. He's a ferry.
All right. Not something I'm used to hearing from Tahm Kench, but I like that one. Makes sense. The
Caps is going to get dove.
The Dodge Caravan. Will it come in time to save him? It might not be. The stolen ultimate is there. Caps can't make it out to safety, and Rogue find yet another pick, but Mickey's on the bottom side.
He's still alive.
We'll be able to get anything else. Caps flashes out, wants to make it out. Wind.
He's still alive.
Grass hiding, waiting, not going to be it. Larson going to take him away, but Perkz now here. Will G2 continue to extend the play? It's a messy fight overall. Caps trying too hard to outplay, and Rogue are going to be able to find this kill. They're sticking around. Maybe they want to keep fighting. Yanko's level 11, Inspired only level 9.
But look at Wonder. Wonder is very deep. He's going to get behind Rogue right here. I think he was spotted out by the ward in the brush. TP coming in for Rogue. They know that the fight's coming.
Fishing. Ult goes wide. Inspired tries to buy a bit more time. Perkz looking for the disengage. Larson on the backside. Have to respect the potential for the Brunette to just pop off. Bullets coming in as well. Mickey buys as much time as he can, but the very squishy catfish is now in trouble. Inspired running, but Wonder has found the first kill. Rest of the team looking to disengage. Yanko's buying a bit more time. Perkz waiting in the pit. Here's coming as a big arrow. A lot of damage on the Woolite, but a perfect flash will take him out to safety. Buys as much time as he can. Rogue running for the hills. G2 have come out on top in this skirmish, but how much more can they get? Wonder continues to move forward on the hunt, but will not grab anything else.
I mean, a split fight where Wonder was fighting 2 people. The problem is that this Akali is now 4-0-1, so just annihilated them. And unfortunately for Rogue, on the top end of that fight, they just couldn't reach anyone to clean it up.
And now, for Wonder, it's this wolf pit where he waits. Caps knocked. He died recently, but he's not playing like he did. Instantly one-shots Larson.
That is Caps running from spawn, clearing out some farm in the mid lane, then walking all the way top, and Larson was still there from the previous fight.
Wow. Big confidence move, of course, coming from Caps. Not concerned about the 3 deaths that he has. Still willing to play forward, still willing to play aggressive.
I mean, who expects someone to like run across the map just to kill you?
Good job, Inspired. I swear, if he walked up to those Krugs and died again, there was gonna be a stern talking to from Freddy after this game.
There's the Fnatic brush, and now this is the G2 brush.
That's Wonder's brush. Caps is just seeing it. House sitting, some would call it.
Watering the plants.
Definitely watering the plants, taking care of everything. That's what the water blade is for. But Caps really has to be careful here. Finn just steps forward, just once again. Just to find this. Caps is going to try to turn the play. I honestly just trying to style, but maybe a little bit too much. He's not going to be able to take down Finn. Healing up, burning, ticking. Is he at least going to get the 1-for-1? Yes, in the end, but Caps, I don't think there was any reason for him to do that.
The question is what do G2 get on the map while Caps is dancing with 3 members of Rogue? Good job going 1-for-1, best case scenario for him. That's what we expect from Caps. And it's positioning for a play like this, although here's Larson deep play.
Cook does manage to grab Perkz. Mickey tries to buy as much time as possible. Vander instantly gone.
That was Larson thinking he had the flank, and then suddenly his team just exploded. And speaking of flank, here comes Wonder.
Going in, Woolite dead. That was very fast. Wonder going to continue to look for more. Dashes in, perfect execution. 1 stack might try to finish off, but Larson still very strong. Has to be careful. Mickey once again saves the day. The Tahm Kench bailing him out of that aggressive dive forward.
So what did Caps' team do while he was dancing with Death up on the top side? They created a massive pressure point into the mid lane, and it has now accumulated into taking that mid-tier tower, as well as cleaning up multiple kills from Rogue.
And G2 just, once again, so disgustingly far ahead. 7K gold lead, 20 minutes in. They have the Varus as well, who's going to shred through that Baron, especially with the power of the Rage Blade, if they do want to go for it. But for now, will not be the focus. Once again, instead of going for anything else, they will back, they will reset, they will spend their money, and be ready to fight again.
Also cool in the itemization for perks here. We've seen a lot of... I'll hold the thought. I don't think he's going to go over that wall. We've seen a lot of the Varus's going second item, Runan's Hurricane, and it feels like because a lot of team comps that are running Varus are melee, that they really need him to prioritize the Hurricane so they have some form of safe wave clear. But Perks is like, no. It is all about the damage. He goes immediately second item, Rage Blade, which we expect to see on the Varus, but usually it's coming out third.
And speaking of being all about the damage, that is a 3-stack Medjai's Soul Stealer.
It's not a proto belt though, so...
I'm going to be honest, in terms of greedy Sejuani buys, I'm going to put Medjai's above proto belt. Proto belt builds out of a health item. That's like something that Sejuani would get everywhere. Now, while it looks like it could be Warmogs, that could be a proto belt coming in for Jankos.
That would be the ultimate disrespect.
G2, though, setting up for the siege now. Have to be careful. Of course, the threat of Caps' ultimate makes it very difficult to stand next to that tower, but Rogue remain unafraid. Some good defensive vision will stop them from getting flanked by G2. G2 just continuing to exert pressure, forcing Rogue to kind of respond to them. No doubt they're dancing to G2's tune.
But again, G2 don't waste any extra time on the map. They kind of push a wave forward, they force Rogue to respond to it, and then they immediately reset and then kind of walk to the next play, and that's what you just saw Jankos do right there. So this is kind of what I want viewers to keep track of as they continue to watch G2 games. It's when do G2 decide to go back, and how often they do it, and what kind of advantages it gives them.
Finn now going to be in trouble. The Stolen Qiyana ultimate may not be enough to buy time. Wonder now running him down. Finn in trouble. The TP coming in, and he needs to find the kill. Finn tries to get a little bit more, but Wonder now dominating, but running between the enemy tower. Needs to make it out to safety. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Elise has been caught and will be taken out. Running for his life. Inspired. Can he make it to safety? That is the question. Vander dashes over the wall. The hook, where's it going to go? Tries to pull it back. Mickey with the Akali in his belly, but not enough. Caps once again in the midst of everything. Vander tries to find the reset, but it will not be there. Big damage coming in. Jankos wants a few more stacks. The Ignite goes in. Caps gets the kill. Jankos buys a bit more time to tank, and it is an absolute slaughter and a triple kill for Caps.
It is actually just styling on Rogue right there with G2. The fact that Wonder is still alive, that he made the around-the-world play from top lane all the way into mid lane. Huge credit to Mickey for the save, as G2 now look towards the Baron.
And this has gone from Rogue finding opportunities to G2 and absolute dominance. No surprise to see that this continues to be the story. But for Rogue, definitely a frustrating game, no doubt. And G2, of course, going to move in. They're going to take down the Baron. Finn, maybe a desperation steal, but it's too little, too late.
And as I'm sure we're probably about to go into a replay onto that one, I want to point out that it was Mickey's unsealed spellbook into a TP take that allows him to get into position to save Wonder.
Oh, and here we see actually the play in the mid lane that we missed in the midst of the bot lane fight. Ooh, and just a max range ult from Perks. Well played. So picks off the 80 carry, Inspired, saves what he can, tries to run, but...
There's the unsealed spellbook into TP. Mickey shows up, gobbles up Wonder. This is how he survives.
And of course, once that stun connects, it's basically it. Vander fishing with that ultimate there, but not able to find anything. Perks, though, continues to auto-attack. Will just lay down so much damage. Cannot afford to do that. A desperation move, no doubt, coming in from Larson. Inspired on the backside, but you don't have the stats. You do not have the damage. You do not have anything left on the side of Rogue. It is 49.3 to 36.4. 13K gold advantage. There is no chance. G2 can stand still and RuneScape duel, and they will still come out on top. Really going to take a miraculous outplay. Finn fishing, trying to find something, but instantly Woolite is just deleted. Mickey pulled back, wants to get a bit more, but killed before he even gets a chance for the reset. Now, Fired next on the list. Caps waiting over the wall. He takes the bait, and Caps will finish the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. G2 continuing. They're going to move in. They're going to break the base. One last desperate stand for Rogue. Larson still relatively strong, has the Shojin, maybe can get something done, but it's just going to be a slow, simple closeout for G2. They're going to go for style points, as they always do, but G2 versus Rogue. G2 will come out on top. Move up to 13-2, looking to secure that first place spot, no doubt.
I mean, 24-8, it was an absolute shellacking here from G2, but we